What's going on, yo? Welcome back to basketball. And more importantly, is this another mock draft? We just went through the draft. What's going on? You guys read the title. You guys know what this is. It's a 2026 way too early mock draft. We covered the draft a lot in this last year on the channel. And so I figured, you know what? Time to start looking at the next one, right? So we've got a Bleacher Report article here to kind of help guide us through it. But before we do that, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. I've responded to every single comment on my YouTube channel up to this point, and I intend to keep on doing so. It's the off season now, so we're just going to be giving you guys a lot of updates on things. I've got a couple projects that I'm looking at doing throughout the summer as well, but otherwise, I'm just going to keep you guys up to date on everything NBA and going into this next season. But yeah, let's look into the draft. Alrighty, so a couple things to note first. We really try to be logical on this channel, right? And part of the value proposition of maybe coming to my channel is I've got some industry experience that I can talk about, having been a scout and working as a coach at a couple different levels, right? I used to, when I was at the college level, scout high school players. That's something that I spent a lot of time doing. I've spent a lot of time doing that, evaluating players such as that. I don't really do that anymore. That's not really where my business has taken me, so I'm not familiar with probably a lot of the names on here. I've heard of some of the top high school guys, but otherwise I probably haven't heard of many of them. I haven't watched a lot of film really on any of them, and look, like, we've got people that make evaluations on people like this and are a couple years like in advance, if you would, kind of watching talent, seeing who's coming up through the ranks, right? Those are all important. But more often than not, we're not doing a ton of evaluation up to this point. And if you guys have been watching my channel for any amount of time, you know that we always talk about that jump from college to NBA is so hard to evaluate, like fit and what guys can actually do. It's even harder for high school to college. It just is, because the talent gap is so much bigger. Like, at least when you're in college, you've kind of got like all the one percenters, if you would, and then it's the 1% of the one percenters, right? This is just like there's one percenters and then there's everything else, right? Because pretty much anybody can play high school basketball, and some of these guys are at academies and things like that, but you get my point. It's not organized at all. There's no like basketball schemes to anything. These guys are just going up against people that are most likely going to be accountants and stuff like that, or work some other job for the rest of their life, which is fine. I'm just trying to lay out some groundwork for this. I'm not trying to kill the fun of anything, but these are things that you have to keep in mind as you like look at all of these players. So I don't know, I just kind of wanted to point that out as we get into this mock draft, because I think that's an important aspect to understand. But regardless, we should start talking about these guys and figure out which of these guys are going to be like Kevin Durant's and which ones are going to be Kevon Looney's. That's nothing like bad against Kevon Looney. It's just, if you look at his high school tape, dude was just running up and down the court, crossing people, hitting threes, like taking them to church, because that's how good these guys are, right? They're all point guard like demigods in high school, and then they get to higher levels and they fall into a role. So let's talk about it. Number one, I don't really care like who they're projecting to be the best and worst teams right now. It just doesn't matter to me right now, but we're kind of just trying to get to know the players. Darren Peterson, shooting guard, going to Kansas this year. So I've heard of Darren Peterson. I've heard that it's been him and AJ, I don't know how the hell you say his last name, for most of the year. These have kind of been the two top guys. It feels like, I think Peterson's more recently become that. It says Darren Peterson is the case for most skilled and well-rounded two guard prospect of the decade. Oh, they say this about every single high school player. Even Anthony Edwards didn't seem as polished or fine-tuned with his overall 3-level scoring package and secondary playmaking. Cool. Yeah, I thought he was a point guard, so it's interesting that he's kind of a 2 now. It's 6'5", solid build, advanced footwork. Peterson creates offensive and effective pacing with confidence, blah, blah, blah. Smooth pull-up, everything. AJ Debansa, that's how I'm going to pronounce it, may wind up generating more highlight reel plays at BYU, but Peterson should be able to match production and translatability with more efficiency. The Kansas facilities are so cool, man. I've seen them before. Shit is awesome. So wish him the best of luck at Kansas. That's the guy projected to go number one right now. So seems kind of like just a do-it-all shooting guard. Cool. All right, here he is, AJ Debansa, going to BYU. As we heard, I know that I believe it's the owner of the Jazz, right, is giving him like a shit ton of money to go here, which Cool. Explosive 6'9" winning with advanced shot making skills, NBA tools, and a scorer's mindset. He'll be the number one prospect in 2026 for plenty of scouts heading into the college season. Yeah, I've kind of seen it kind of between these two players, if you would. By the way, like, I haven't been told, like, I got told going into the 2025 class, like, hey, AVC, like after we finished up with 2024, which was notoriously not a very good class, people were telling me like, hey, this next one, like, just be ready. These cats can play. This is going to be a much better group. I haven't heard that about this group. Like, don't get me wrong, there's people that everyone's excited about, but like for 2025, everybody was like, hey, this is the class right here. This is one you got to watch out for. So pretty cool. I just kind of want to give perspective on that. But he blends athleticism with fluidity and body control. Okay, so we've got 6'9" guy that's coordinated and can move, right? 3-level score, and he's comfortable pulling up off the dribble, attacking closeouts, yada yada yada. So yeah, he's dunking on people, hitting jumpers. He's just crushing everybody, and he's 6'9". So cool. We'll see how he does at BYU. I don't know what the rest of the recruiting class looks like. It would have been cool if Yegor would have stuck around, but obviously it worked out for him becoming a top 10 pick. So I guess we'll see. Cameron Boozer. Ah, man, the Boozer twins. I know that there's two of them. I'm not sure if the other one's going to appear here or not. The other one's a guard, I believe. I was a big Carlos Boozer fan back in the day, as a Bulls fan, a guy that played for the Bulls. Obviously, Carlos had an awesome career. His kids look just like him, man. Just as swole, look as grown as like he did. Carlos Boozer was a man amongst boys. It's just, I loved Boozer's game, so it's cool to see his kids performing so well. He's going to Duke, much like Pops. Very, very cool. I think it came down to like them in Miami, right? Or something like that. Cameron Boozer continues to separate himself with his combination of skill, feel, and maturity that rarely show up at a player of his age. Well, dad was kind of an NBA all-star, so that tends to happen. 6'9", 235 freshman. Wow, that's a big kid. He brings a pro-ready frame and polished inside-out game built on efficient scoring, advanced footwork, and high IQ decision-making. Like, does he actually create offense for himself, I wonder, at the high school level? Because he usually plays with, like, a lot better talent, so it's hard to say. Boozer may not have the vertical pop or perimeter shake. Okay, that tells you a little bit, but he wins battles with fundamentals, touch around the basket, and a growing shooting range. He regularly impacts the game with rebounding, passing, and his ability to play within a structure. Yeah, again, coach, like a player's kid, right? That makes a lot of sense. So we're saying not extremely high-level athlete, not a capable shooter yet, but so I just hear he's bigger and stronger than everybody else, and so he can make things happen. Interesting. I'll be curious to see him at Duke. Koa Pate? I don't know exactly how to say this. I feel like I just saw like something on like IG or something that he had a great game for Team USA or something like that. I'm not too familiar with what he even is outside of that exactly, but I feel like I've heard his name on the Team USA circuit for quite some time. So what do we got? Going for his 4th gold medal this summer. Okay, yeah, no, I guess I was correct about that. And people, I've had like maybe 2 or 3 people reach out to me and they're like, oh, are you watching like any of the like Olympic stuff or whatever, the Team USA stuff with some of the high school kids? Not really. I just don't really care. I don't know. I just don't really care. So he's been highly visible to scouts throughout his high school career. Okay, so he'd been on the map for a second. He has a knack for creating... What is he? He's a power forward center going to Arizona. Ooh, wish you the best of luck there, my friend. Right now, he's more efficient in the mid-range or post area, but he continues to make an effort to add a 3-ball to his everyday repertoire. He's 6'8", without much speed or explosion. So skeptics... or questions will inevitably rise over his upside on both ends of the floor. So what does he do? He has a knack for creating and getting to his spot slowly and methodically at around 235. Okay, so he's 6'8", 235 as a freshman. Wow, that is a big kid again. He's fluid with his timing and pull-up step back, always in rhythm. Strength, balance, and touch are evident. Okay, like, yeah, you can have success with that kind of skill set at any level, as long as you can keep people of your position in front of you. I'd have a hard time putting you at a center at 6'8", 235, and you're not that athletic, but we could potentially make that work as a power forward, so I guess we'll see. Interesting. Good luck at Arizona. That's not really a typical get for them, so that's interesting. Now we have Nate Ament, he's going to Tennessee. Wow, man, these guys look younger and younger all the time, man. That's just because I'm getting older. Okay, so we're going to Tennessee. We got a small forward. Nate Ament has quickly climbed toward the top tier of the 2026 class with guard-like fluidity and scoring versatility at 6'9". Yeah, that's always going to do it for people. However, he's still raw with occasional choppy execution, flashes of creativity, open floor handling, and 3-level shot making. Okay, cool. He's thin, could struggle with physicality, and needs to continue improving his decision-making and shooting consistency. Yeah, shit, every 18 to 19-year-old, yeah, like, they all need to do that. But his combination of size and shot-making always creates visions of enticing outcomes. Yeah, no, I mean, they don't have to have it all put together right now. They should be skinny right now. They are typically bad decision-makers, take bad shots, things like that, so it's not really a worry for me, but going to Tennessee this next year, all right, we'll be watching out for you, Mr. Nate. Still nobody that I'm, like, too familiar with next. Now we have Tunde Yesofo going to Baylor. Looks like a VJ Edgecombe replacement, and looks like somebody else that's played a little bit of international basketball. Okay. He capitalized on a handful of opportunities where NBA scouts were allowed into the building. His 24-point Nike Hoop Summit game against the U.S. was eye-opening. He has built a reputation around his powerful frame, athleticism, and motor. Yep, that sounds like a Baylor player. A combination he used for transition and defense. Cool. But he has started to complement his outstanding physical abilities with sharper footwork, touch, and shooting skills. Do we know, like, how big this dude is? Can I pull up the stats right here and take a look at him? What are we working with? Yeah, 19-year-old, so they got 6'5", maybe 210 around there. That is a big freshman. That's a big freshman. He looks big already. So if we got a good athlete in there, I'm curious. I'm very, very curious. Okay, let's move on. Oh, Jaden Acquaintance from, he was with the Sun Devils. He's going to Kentucky now. I believe that's what it is. He'll have a unique resume by the 2026 draft. He'll still be 18 years old after 2 full seasons of college basketball. Wow, yeah, that's right. He started 24 games for Arizona State. Like, he was basically like a shot blocking big for people. Nice athletic big. While he has to improve his shooting range and overall half court creation, he'll offer the type of functional physical tools, instincts. Yeah, no, I think he's interesting. I think he kind of has to turn into more of the pure center, which hopefully he can do at Kentucky. So we got the first we'll call freshman player in this. This is interesting. I would personally be shocked if he developed the skill set needed to be like a top 10 pick in an NBA draft based off what I saw this year, but hey, I'm never gonna rule you out of it. Caleb Wilson, okay, going to North Carolina getting some love again, huh? Caleb Wilson's production and value are fueled by physical tools, quickness, and leaping ability. At 6'9", it's always these 6'9" fluid athletes, isn't it? Has a strong frame. He mainly leaves his mark on games by delivering easy baskets, transitions, dump downs, putbacks. Okay, so he's not really creating for himself. Defending in space, creating turnovers, energy type of guy. His size, with Wilson's size, feet, and strength are tremendous. Oh, okay, we're talking about defense or whatever. I thought they were talking specifically about his feet. I'm like, why are y'all evaluating high school kids' feet? We gotta arrest whoever that scout is. Offensively, Wilson does add something with his passing, but his self-creation skill and shooting are behind his physical abilities. Not everyone has to be a creator, but obviously we'd like them to have that skill set if possible. He will be nearly 20 years old by the time of the 2026 draft. Oh, he's one of those that's stuck behind. I've never understood the, like, grad year thing. I just think it's lame, more so than anything else. Like, I've talked to parents about this and such. They're like, oh, I'm gonna keep my kid around another year so that he can try to go to a better school. I'm like, just send him to a D2 team or something like that then. Like, who cares? Like, I think it's so weird to, like, keep these kids back, like, in high school for extra years. It seems so unnecessary. But I mean, if we think he's going to be this good of a player, then shit, fair enough. Miami Heat, Dash Daniels from Melbourne. There's no way he's related to him, is he? Is he? Dash Daniels, who won't turn 18 until right before Christmas, will play his next year in the NBL, like his older brother Dyson. We got another Dyson? Or another Daniels? Okay, Dash Daniels. Sick name. Point guard as well. Point guard as well. Dyson was kind of looked at as potentially a point guard coming in, so I'm curious if it's the same thing. Outstanding defensive prospect with backcourt versatility. to spend time playing on and off the ball. Okay, so we're thinking mini Dyson Daniels. That gets me excited, right? Okay, cool. I'll be excited to see him. Yeah, he's playing for Melbourne, and that's a really good basketball league. You can get a lot better there. They play a lot of NBA-style stuff there. Number 10. Oh, the Thunder have a pick. They can't keep getting away with this. Kareem Lopez from the New Zealand Breakers. I feel like I remember watching him this year. He'll have played 2 full NBL seasons by the time he's drafted at 19. At 17, he averaged about 9 points, 4 rebounds, a consistent source of production and scoring versatility. A 6'8 forward, operates inside out, showing signs of perimeter skill and enough size and toughness to make plays. Okay, so Swiss Army knife type of wing, power forward type. Okay. Interesting. You're not selling me on anything too particular, but I mean, that's kind of average at about this point in the draft, right? Is stuff like that, like interesting physical specimen that maybe has a couple tools everywhere. Okay, we'll be watching for you, Mr. Lopez. Kareem Lopez. Okay, Sacramento Kings, Caden Boozer. All right, another Boozer. This is the other one. Point guard going to Duke this year. The primary draw to Caden Boozer will be his playmaking IQ. He's out there to set up teammates first, score when the defense gives something up. Okay, so he's more of the like Scottie Pippen Jr. type of guy, right? Where he knows the game really well. He's not out there trying to get 20 every single night. He's getting buckets, playing defense, playing the game the right way kind of thing. Again, stuff you expect out of NBA players' kids. Boozer consistently puts up big assist numbers. Like, this kid looks huge for being like 18 years old. With 6'4" size and a translatable signature skill in passing, it's easy to buy. His playmaking translating to Duke and eventually the NBA. Yeah, I feel like he could torture people like as like a passing defensive point guard. That could be kind of cool. Wonder where his athleticism comes in. Boozer isn't as adept at self-creation, and inconsistent shooting and athletic limitations could hold him back. Yeah, exactly. At least he's got some good size. But he's clearly made strides in the shot making and range. Yeah, there's plenty of time for that. And he has excellent touch with his floater. That is an important one to have for a player like that. So cool. I like it. Next up, Mikael Brown. Damn, they got the Bulls picking 12th again. If the Bulls pick again at 12, I'm gonna lose it. I will actually lose my damn mind. Point guard for Louisville. Yeah, I'm sure we'll need a point guard by then, won't we? Yeah, Mikael Brown Jr. Yeah, this one looks like a child. He looks like he's still trying to like find his homeroom for the first day of high school right now. Though he isn't physically overwhelming. Yeah, I can tell you that, but I mean, I'm sure I looked something like that. No, in high school, I was 6'5", like 220. I was pretty big, like, for most of my high school career, so I don't know. He makes up for his 6'3" size with his foot. Or 6'3" is fine. That's all you need. Tight ball handling, deep shooting range off the bounce. Yeah, no, that sounds great. He's just skinny right now because you're still growing at that age. No big deal. While questions remain about his ability to finish against length and absorb contact at the rim, yeah, because he's not done growing. His shiftiness, shot making, and playmaking give him lead guard upside. Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds cool. So going to Louisville? Okay. Interesting fit. I'll be curious to see that one. Braylon Mullins. Don't tell me he's related to Byron Mullins. He's going to UConn, it sounds like. Of course he is. Why am I saying of course he is? I'm just looking at him. Looks like he should go to UConn. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Y'all, hey, hands up. This is a no judgment zone. UConn tends to get some of these Caucasian kids. It's just what it is. Okay, just relax. We're all in a safe space here. They do get a lot of those Caucasian kids, though. Anyway, what's up with Braylon? I hate that name, by the way. I just feel like any kid named Braylon I don't like, but hopefully I like you, Braylon. There aren't enough physical concerns to negate Braylon Mullins' spectacular shot, man. He's a shooter. Of course he is. Scouts will obviously be drawn to his shooting, but Mullins also got up for 19 dunks. Okay, he showed some touch on his floaters. He used his dribble to get to spots. He fought hard and competed well defensively. Great. Yep. How many times have we seen a prospect like this before? How big is he? Let me pull him up. How big are you? Like, don't just tell me he's 6'5". Tell me he's like 6'5". That's all I need to see. 6'6". Okay. 6'6". Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Some people got him listed as 6'5". I guess well, the ESPN's got him at 6'4". This is you guys, if you've been on the channel long enough, I've talked about this a couple times when when I used to be like a college scout, right? And more of a recruiter, right, is what we would call it. I always laughed about this part of the recruiting process. You get sent an email from a coach being like, hey, I got a 6'6" wing for you here. Good athlete, can shoot or whatever. I'm like, oh, interesting. Let me take a look. You click on like the link to their film and it says like X person, 6'5", like ball handling distributor. I'm like, okay, fair enough. And then you go look at like the huddle portal or whatever, and it's like 6'3", passing guard off the bench, failing 8 classes. And I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, by the time he gets to camp, this motherfucker gonna be 5'8". Like, what's going on here? I don't know why, man. It's just, it happens every time. It's so annoying. I'm like, just get the tape measure out, bitch. Measure them. It's not that hard. I don't know. I don't know why it's so hard to measure motherfuckers nowadays. But, okay, we got a shooter. Cool. We have Chris Sinak Jr. going to Houston. Ooh, Houston loading back up. Okay, because they're supposed to have a really good team next year. 6'10", 230 pounds, 7'3" wingspan. Okay, you've caught my attention. And nimble feet. We really talking a lot about feet in this video. Okay, is an obvious weapon around the basket on both ends. That type of physical profile is always going to pop. Yep, exactly. It's the three-point shooting confidence, slippery back to the basket game, an occasional flash of him attacking closeouts. Oh shit, we got a mobile one. We have a mobile 6'10". Yep, that's always going to interest me. And you're telling me he's shooting a little bit too? 7'3" wingspan? Okay, now you've caught my attention. Now, these are the ones that don't exist too often. Okay, right off the bat, we got to watch out for Chris here. We're saying he's a center? Man, you could play forward for me if you're showing some flashes of it. So, let's see. The Houston's going to have a really good team this next year, so I'll be curious to see how much burn we're getting or whatever. But yeah, let's watch out for that one, because that description already it's got me intrigued. Todd Pettiford, a guy we honestly did a video on in this channel. We probably did it. When did we do it? It wasn't like that. There it goes. Just a month ago, because we thought he was going to be in the draft. I hate when this thing scrolls up. Damn you, Bleacher Report. Damn you. I'm really surprised he didn't stay in the draft, in all honesty. I really like Todd Pettiford. I think the vision's awesome. Like, I've done a lot of homework on this guy, so this is just one I can talk about more. Like, the shiftiness and the quickness and the intensity of attacking the hoop, the ball control, finishing, all that, awesome. The shot looks like it can be real. The vision looks really good. He really gives me a lot of Darius Garland type of vibes. Really, really curious to see him going back to Auburn this year, get a little bit better. I would love, I'm so excited to see this guy in the NBA. I would love to develop and work with this guy. So really, really cool. We like Todd Pettiford. If you want to go watch the video on it, it's there for you. Next, Carter Knox, another name that we're familiar with, the Arkansas wing. He went through the draft process. He'll have a bigger role next season. Yep, he should have a lot more minutes to go around this next year. Strong frame, powerful athletic ability, and confident shot making. He looks like a surefire first-round talent. Yeah, probably next year. I'd find it hard to believe if he doesn't. He is a very interesting athletic specimen, and just like they said, he's just going to have more options to show his stuff this next year. Just being a year older, other guys leave the team, stuff like that. So I am curious to see him play next year. So now we got Carter Knox. Isaiah Evans. Okay, some guys we know. Absolutely lethal shooter for Duke this last season, and now he's going to be having 2 boozers around him, so that should be pretty cool. I'd have to imagine he's going to take a higher scoring priority this next season, just not having a Cooper Flagg and a Con Knipple, right? And it doesn't seem like the Boozer twins really generate much offense like for themselves in terms of scoring. So I will be very interested to see how Isaiah Evans does. I think he would have probably been a second-round pick if he went this next year, so that'll be cool to see if he can get himself up to the first round next year. But yeah, dude can stroke it. He can stroke it. Now we have another freshman. I'm moving a little bit faster now. Braden Burries, another Arizona one. Shooting guard. What was the other Arizona guy? What position was he? We have 2 guys to watch from Arizona, apparently. Where it was Koa Pate here. So we got a shooting guard and a big going there that we think are going to be pretty good. Okay. We'll have to watch that because Arizona typically has at least better role players as well. So now we have Braden Burries, has established himself as one of the best on-ball guards in high school. Okay, he possesses an advanced level of footwork and shot-making improvisation, so maybe a Jeremiah Fears type. Like last year, he's loaded with counters. Oh, you guys know I love guards that have a lot of counters early on. That spells a lot of success, both using his dribble and with his ability to hit different types of runners, flip shots, floaters in traffic. His finishing layup package is very impressive, and he's able to create. So why isn't he higher? That sounds great. He's a shot maker with a good-looking stroke, especially off the dribble, a dangerous isolation scorer. He'll rock his man to sleep. Why is he not higher then? This sounds amazing. Like, why is he only 18 then? Because that sounds better than some of the other stuff. So how big are we talking for a shooting guard here? Let me pull the man up. Bradenbury's 6'4". Okay, but we're saying not a point guard, but he's got all of those kind of skills. Well, it feels like he should be playing point guard. I guess we'll see. Oh, Bennett Sturts. Okay, yeah, one of my former coaches is actually coaching him, which is pretty cool. So I got to have a little bit of an interaction. Yeah, dude's a tough guy. Dude's a tough-ass college player. He gets buckets. Consecutive 21-point games in the NCAA tournament helped him validate production as he played through the Mississippi Valley Conference. Will follow head coach Ben McCollum from Drake to Iowa, where he figures to continue giving defenses problems with his creativity, crafty scoring. Basically, kind of a do-it-all college guard, right? Can do a little bit of everything. Very well could just lead the nation in scoring this year. So really excited to see where he goes. I'm surprised to see him as like a first-round draft pick though. So that's interesting. Darius Acuff. Okay, Arkansas, point guard, going to IMG. I used to coach with a guy that coached at IMG, funny enough. With Boogie Fland moving to Florida, that's who I was thinking about. I was like, doesn't Arkansas have a point guard? Yeah, Boogie went to Florida. Acuff should fill the role of scoring combo guard for Arkansas. I wouldn't call Boogie a combo guard. He's strong attacking the basket when he's on. Acuff shows confident 3-level shot making. Okay, dude gets buckets. Figuring out the right shot selection and showing enough playmaking will be the freshman's keys to selling NBA scouts. Yeah, that's always the thing with these guys. So is this like a smaller one? He doesn't look that big. I scrolled up again. Oh, I can't stand it. Okay, yeah, 6'2". Okay, so he's gonna be more of like the shifty shot creator, right? Let me just do this. Okay, yeah, that's a good way to move myself back down. Cool. 21, Yaxel Lendeborg. Okay, we didn't make a video on him this year, but I watched plenty of film on him. He gives me Kyle Kuzma vibes in a good way. Like he has the same like skill set that Kuzma has. You just hope he's maybe not quite as silly, if you would, right? Like he's this like forward that can put the ball on the ground. He's a good athlete. Like he's really nimble, quick on his feet. Could be a nice shooter as well. He's going to Michigan this year after he didn't get a promise to get drafted this last year because Michigan gave him more money than he probably would have gotten in the draft. Which like, hey, fair enough, man. Go get your dough, right? So yeah, I'm excited to see him coming into the draft this next year. I thought he was a fun prospect. So yeah, good for Yaxel. Elijah Arenas, Gilbert Arenas kid. I'm familiar with him. I saw like the accident he was in or whatever. Oh my gosh, I hope he's doing better by now. He was in like a crazy car accident. Oh yeah, here we go. He's expected to be ready for the upcoming season after his scary car accident. Yeah, hope all is well. Highly accomplished high school scorer. Obviously, if he's being trained by his dad and whatever assets his dad has, dude probably knows how to do just about everything offensively in basketball already. Offers advanced creativity and shot making. 6'6" size. That's nice. He's going to routinely generate exciting highlights, but staying efficient in USC's off. Oh, he's going to USC. Okay. I get it's fun, but okay, I guess we'll see. Let's see. JT Toppin, this is another one we're familiar with. Was thinking about going into the draft this year, or people thought he would. I don't think he ever actually went into the draft, did he? What do we got here? JT Toppin, yeah, okay, didn't even. I just need to read stuff instead of talking. Should be a first-round pick. NIL swayed him, yep. He had a 41-point game, yada, yada, yada. Making more threes next season. Yeah, that's the advice people would have given him, is like, hey, yeah, power forwards that can't really shoot don't really do much for us in the NBA right now. It's kind of just like, you got to be really good at a lot of other things then to make it interesting. Colin Murray Boyles. But yeah, JT Toppin. Oh my God. This is so stupid. So dumb. I like Bleacher Report. Take it away. Or if somebody knows like a command or something to fix that setting, just don't let it scroll anymore. Alex Condon, another guy that we're familiar with, fresh off a national championship, the Florida center. He really wanted to throw that national championship game at the beginning. That shit was crazy. He had first round buzz this past year. Wasn't going to happen. Athletic finishing, defensive activity, passing, shooting flashes. Yeah. Continue to build on those things. If you can be 6'10", step out and shoot. Is he 6'10"? I think he's 6'10", right? If you can kind of step out and be a shooter and be like that solid of an athlete, yeah, we can probably carve out a role for you somewhere. So that's what we'll be looking for out of Condon. Next, we have Isaiah Harwell, another one going to Houston. Houston, wow, what a program they're becoming. He shot 43% from 3 during the EYBL. I don't even know how long that is. Scholastic play to further strengthen his case as a 3-and-D prospect. 6'6" wing, shown some ability to create off the dribble, knock down jumpers with confidence, and finish through contact. Yeah, it looks like he's finishing through some contact right now. Scouts are still watching to see how consistently he can separate and convert against elite athleticism, though. Okay, interesting enough. So we're thinking 3-and-D type of dude. Gonna have to show some stuff at the college level, though, to attract people's attention, so I guess we'll see. Miles Byard here, as we're getting towards the end of this. This was another name we became familiar with throughout this last year, as we thought he might enter the draft. He's one of these, like, wings that likes to handle the basketball, pretty solid defensively, shown some passing vision. He was at San Diego State, looks like he'll be back this next year. He's developed into an archetype that's widely coveted and should be popular outside next year's lottery. Yeah, no, it is interesting. He's quick and aggressive defensively, and while he struggled finishing inside the arc on offense, he demonstrates clear shot-making skill and some bonus pick and roll. Yeah, no, he's a pretty smart basketball player, good with the ball. So, yeah, I'll be curious to watch more of him in an extra year. I'm glad NIL is keeping people around more so they don't feel like they have to go to the league. I think it's good for their development, presuming that the college team is teaching them something. LeBaron Filan here. Yeah, that was another guy that we made a video on. He kind of gave us some Anthony Black with a little bit more flair remnants this year, where he got some interesting defense and playmaking, maybe not like a high-level shot creator yet, but going back to Alabama this year, a lot of guys are gone. Sears, Grant Nelson, right? That he's going to have more opportunities this next season, kind of show his stuff. I like the pace at which he played. It felt like he read the game really well. Yeah, excited to see him in his second season. Maybe he'll even fill out a little bit more. That could be cool. Thomas Hugh, I think it's Haw, the other Florida big right here. His 20-point, 11-rebound game against his Texas Tech showed his versatility. 6'9", okay, 6'9". Forward has 3 cleared shooting range, or has clear 3-point shooting range. Am I dyslexic? Am I developing dyslexia? As well as more offensive skill to put the ball down, score on the move, and pass. Not sure I see the score on the move coming out of him, but I do believe in being like a stretch big with decent like athleticism. Should be interesting. Next, Wesley Yates. Yeah, he's transferring to Washington. Had a strong year scoring at USC after missing his freshman season at Washington. Due to injuries. He's now a Husky again. That's why I remember it. He will try to build on last year's 3-level scoring flashes, which could result in NBA interest. Yeah, I mean, scoring, like, kind of combo guard type of dude. I guess we'll see. I haven't seen him play basketball in a while. And then Boogie Fland, it looks like they're kind of ending it here, but we obviously watched Boogie Fland. He's kind of a Rob Dillingham type, probably not ever going to be anything defensively at an NBA level, but he can get some buckets in a hurry. Obviously got to get more consistent than he was this last year. He's coming off an injury. He'll be at Florida this next year, and they ran a pretty interesting system where Walter Clayton was able to play off the ball a lot, so I'm very curious to see how he does with that. But with that being said, we're getting familiar with the 2026 draft class. I'm probably not going to touch this for a while now because this was kind of just a silly video to mess around and kind of get to know people more so than anything else. There's not really a point in trying to scout them until we've got like at least kind of half a year of some college film on these guys, but it was fun to look at if nothing else. And it looks like Americans are making a comeback, man. Yeah, that's all I have to say, I guess, maybe except for Tundi here. It's mostly American guys, and I guess Dash as well. So I don't know. It's interesting to see how that works always, but seriously, appreciate you guys for watching as always. Not even positive there's going to be a video tomorrow, but I'm sure with free agency you guys might just get some more like update videos. There might even be another one of these like update videos out by the time you guys are seeing this, just because I think it's a good little daily update on touching at a bunch of things. But as always, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe and leave me a comment. Let's move on to the comment of the video. Alrighty, y'all, comment of the video is coming from my complete 2025 NBA draft team grades. Go give it a watch if you want my final thoughts on things. It comes from Connor Duffy here, someone that does comment on the channel a decent amount if I'm correct. He basically wrote me a poem that made me slightly uncomfortable the whole time. I'm not going to read it out loud, but if you guys want an obvious way to tell if something was written by ChatGPT, you can look for like these hyphens in different places. ChatGPT, because it wants to write professionally for certain things and make things sound good, it throws these like hyphens or dashes into its comments. That way you can kind of tell right away if things are AI written, which whatever, I use AI for a lot of things all the time, but I just found that interesting. So as always, I appreciate all the comments and everything. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff, and yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great week. Thanks so much. Bye.